What's going on, guys? So I'm gonna do a little tuning video for y'all today on these LT trucks. So basically this truck is it's a 5.3, I think 2015 6-speed. It did get cammed. I don't know if the owner cammed it or if another shop cammed it, but another shop did tune it. Local shop to us. I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want to bash no shops. That's how people feed their family. How they do their work is between them and God. So basically, this truck will not idle. I mean, it idles, but it idles like shit, and it dies out. So basically, we pulled the file on it this morning. Make sure the truck, everything's good with the truck, no misfires, etc., shit like that on the log. Pulled the file, and I mean, to all my tuning buddies out there, you know that an LT truck cannot be even remotely close to tune like an LS. And I see LS all in this file, and I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about here in a minute. But I'm going to show y'all how this thing idles to get y'all a baseline of where we're starting at, and then we do a couple revisions, show some love, and show y'all where we're going to get it. Okay, she's going to come down. Give her a second. There she goes. Idle is all over the place. Timing is jumping everywhere. And eventually it'll just have enough and it'll just completely die out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in, mess with some timing tables, make sure the fuel's correct, adjust a little bit of the idle tables, and give me a second here, we'll throw a revision in there and I'll show y'all how we're gonna get it done. Okay, so real quick piece of information. On an LS, you know, you run good a step colder plugs or 2 steps colder of a plug. You run 93. You can get somewhat aggressive on timing as far as, you know, wide open throttle goes. I mean, I've put as far as 28, 29 degrees and something. Now, to some tuners are like, oh my God, that's aggressive. But as you know, every vehicle is different. Every engine takes a little bit more, a little bit less. But an LT truck, no matter what it is, no matter what the combination is, I do not go over 24 degrees of time in wide open throttle. It just will not take it. 25, it's knocking. And I'm just gonna show y'all what this one's at. It is at every bit of 28 degrees in this big old block of timing. Let me show y'all what a timing graph like that looks like. So, big old carport right here. This is not what you want your timing graph to look like. Now you might have a couple little square high spots right here, but this is a no-go, boys. It's not how you do it. And you don't run 28 degrees of timing in a fucking LT truck. We're gonna fix that as well. Be here in a minute. Alright, so one more thing real quick. As I'm working my way through this tune, I get to one of the tables that we use to adjust fueling versus airflow. And normally on this is a mass airflow versus output frequency. Basically what it does is it reads the hertz of the air passing the mass airflow sensor, and that's one of the ways that we can adjust fueling, you know, air to fuel ratio on these trucks. Well, usually when you pull up the graph, you want the graph to have a nice fucking just smooth curve. That's how you know your fueling is for the most part dialed in and smooth. You don't want your fuel doing all this stupid shit. Well, this is what we're starting with. So, not sure if my phone focuses enough for y'all, but it's kind of... So, we have a work cut out for us, for sure. Alright, so we have pretty much our first base file as far as the engine side goes. Now we're moving into the transmission side. And I'm not sure if a lot of tuners know this. They may, but I don't see a lot of local tuners use this. But I'm going to show y'all something that kills and can possibly save these factory torque converters in these trucks. If you have a 6L80 or 8L90, you know that the torque converters are ass. They shudder, they fuck up, they start tearing themselves up at about 80,000 miles. They send shavings through the whole system, fuck it up, eat your transmission up. Well, I'm going to show you why they do that, other than just being shit. So, in your tables, you have DOD slip tables. And what this is when your truck goes into V4 mode, it allows the torque converter to slip so you don't feel the shakiness and the roughness of it being in 4-cylinder mode. So basically, it lets your truck lets the converter slip on purpose to you know, get rid of the shutter and all that shit. So what I do is I come in here and I disable this and I zero out all these tables, and you will never that converter slipping unless it's meant to be fucking slipping. So I've done this on every LT truck that I tune, and basically every 6L80, 8L90 truck, and I've taken converters that were shuttering and fucking up and acting all stupid, and just by making those couple changes, those converters are completely fine now. Not shuttering, not doing no crazy shit, not slipping. So, you know, a little trick of the trade. You know, I'm sure some tuners will be like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, well, that's why your customers are bringing their shit to me. So, tip of the day. Alright, guys and gals, we are about 2 hours and 8 revisions in. We adjusted a lot of fuel trims. I mean, y'all seen them, they were pretty bad. We got fuel dialed in, we have timing dialed in. Now we're just playing with trans tunes. It is idling 1,000 times better than it was. We raised the idle up, it was way too low. Didn't have enough base airflow in it. The virtual torque tables were off. It was telling the truck that it needed to be making way more torque at idle than it was. When you put a bigger camshaft, the motors are less efficient, so they don't make as much torque at idle. So the motor was, or I guess the tune, whatever, was trying to put a bunch of timing in it at idle, because it was trying to make more power to make that torque number that it was reading in the virtual torque tables. The LT trucks are a pain in the ass to adjust the idle and to get them to idle right and not surge and all kind of crazy shit. Once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad, but if you don't know how to do it or you're not familiar with them, they do get a little tricky. But go ahead and start up for y'all, and then we're gonna go take a little drive and see what y'all think. I think customers gonna be happy with it. Finally idling now, got a smooth idle. Let's see, start our data log. Sorry for the unfocused camera, my phone's a piece of shit. So, got her a nice idle now. And you'll never hold a steady idle. Even in a stock truck, it's gonna fluctuate a little bit like this. But yeah, she seems happy. We'll go outside and listen to it on the outside. From before, as you can see in the first clip of the idle, there's a huge difference. So let's go take a little drive and see how she runs. And another thing that this truck was doing was surging in drive really bad. As you can see, smooth as glass. So go on a little drive. Got the trans shifting nice and smooth. The trans tune was actually barely touching this truck. Just pulled a bunch of torque management out of it. Didn't touch none of the shift quickness or shift time. Torque converter was basically on stock settings, which I mean is okay, but comfortability wise, like right here, it would be like 1200 RPM just bogging. Whereas I like to leave it unlocked to about 45, 50. And even stock converter, they just drive so much smoother, and then you whack it and it's just ready to go. So we'll go ahead and get on the highway and make a little pull, see what y'all think. All right, let's get on the highway of Mexico and see how she runs. So, as you can see, this big girl is scooting, and I mean, it's a basic setup. It's on 93, it's got long tube headers, and it's a very small cam for an LT motor. They can take a lot more camshaft, but it's a 210, 219, 342 gears, and the truck's on 33s, some open countries, and y'all know how heavy them fucking tires are. So I think customer's gonna be happy, man. I'm happy with it. It's not even my truck, so hope he likes it. Alright guys, so that is the end of our little video. Customer just came pick up the truck. We backed down the aggressiveness of the shifts a little bit, put a little more torque management in it. He's loving it. Truck's idling, fuel trims are good, it's holding timing like it should, so he said he's happy with it. So that's our end result for everything, as always. So thank y'all for watching our little tuning update video on our Camdale T trucks, and y'all hit us up if y'all need something.